Wrapping up his visit to Moscow with an ominous warning to the West, telling Putin, quote, change is coming that hasn't happened in 100 years, and we are driving this change together. Please take care, dear friend.
Cozy. And while their growing alliance may seem pretty obvious, the White House disagrees.
I wouldn't go so far to call it an alliance. Yesterday, I called it a marriage of convenience, because that's what I think it is. In President Xi, President Putin sees a potential backer here. He needs help from President Xi, and that's what this visit was all about.
GOP Congressman Mike Turner chairs the House Intelligence Committee and is with us right now. First off, your take from the two-day summit. It doesn't look like Vladimir Putin got what he wanted most, and that was a commitment on lethal weapons.
Right, and that, of course, would be the big game changer in Ukraine. If China begins to provide lethal weapons to Russia, they have an inexhaustible supply. What you're seeing now with the commitment of democracy of the people of Ukraine as they're standing up to the Russian aggression and Russian atrocities is they're consuming the Russian military. Their industrial base cannot keep up with the pace in which their losses, and I don't think either the Russian people are going to be able to continue to support the loss of lives that are occurring there. But if China stepped in, obviously, with the Chinese weapons showing up at the battlefield, that would be a game changer for our European allies, as they then would see Russia as an aggressor in Europe, and that certainly would change the whole perception of China by Europe.
So essentially, Congressman, what we've seen over the last couple of days is Russia and China have been circling the wagons because we have tried to put as many onerous sanctions on Russia to get them to get the hell out of Ukraine. Of course, that's not working right now. And now, out of nowhere, no military stuff, but Russia and China now have a deal where China's going to buy as much of the oil as they can possibly pump to China.
Right, so providing economic aid to Russia to continue their economy going gives them the ability to feed their industrial base and their military-industrial complex to feed the conflict in Ukraine. So this is a needed infusion of capital from China, and of course China gets its capital ultimately from the West. Yep. So this is China propping up Russia and making certain they can continue their fight.
Well, we're learning, too, that we have some Fox News footage of Chinese nationals driving over in these, big buses, driving Chinese nationals over our border and landing there in Texas. What's your response to that?
Well, certainly the Biden administration has been a complete failure in protecting just the basic sovereignty of our border. But this is by design, as you know. You have, the Secretary of Homeland Security openly saying the border is secure, as we all can watch the footage and know that it's not occurring. This is obviously something that with the change in leadership in the House under Speaker McCarthy that we're taking up in ways that we can try to force the administration to regain control of the border. But this really is a travesty. The millions of people that have entered the country under the Biden administration clearly shows that this is by design of the Biden administration, not just a failure, actually their policy.
All right, so far in 2023, we already have 4,366 border crosses, 1,176 from 2022 in the same period, 450 from 2021.
Just Chinese nationals.
Yeah, Chinese nationals. It's up over 1,000%. Is it your sense when these people are debriefed that they're truly refugees who hate their country, or they hear the spy for their country?
Well, there are ways to get here as a refugee and certainly to claim asylum, and it's certainly not walking across the Mexican border. We're seeing, because of the Biden policies, nationals from all different countries walking across. But I think there certainly is a grave security threat of having that border open. We're having people on the terrorist watch list who are being apprehended. We don't even know how many make it across who are not even found. So yes, there is a grave national security risk for these, all of them that are going across our border.
Yeah, taking advantage of an opportunity while they can.
Chairman, thank you very much for joining us live. Thanks for starting your day with Fox and Friends.
Thank you.